Support for Talkin Schmit is brought to you by MANSCAPED, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, champions of the world. MANSCAPED offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. MANSCAPED just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, kids. It's the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust MANSCAPED with this exclusive offer for you. We're going to give you 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code
SHOUTOUT
at manscaped.com. Just type in the code SHOUTOUT and the rest is smooth sailing. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'll tell you this, I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance. The craftsmanship and details on the 4.0 are next level. The 4th-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. That's right, kids. Advanced skin-safe technology. Now you can feel confident shaving those family jewels. Did I mention wireless charging? Men, if you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOUTOUT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code SHOUTOUT. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Shout out.
Yo, this is Brandon Turner, and you're watching Talkin Schmit. Chuck.
It's cool, like tonight is the night.
Here we go again.
Just give it the old college try, right here.
Big dog's in.
Schmitty.
96 times, Schmitty.
Thanks, Schmitty.
We on? Schmitty?
Talkin Schmit.
That's called go to the hospital, bitch.
I'd be shit my pants.
Your Rolodex is fucking deep.
It's about the one.
Who's this guy thinks he's tough shit?
What's up?
We're tastemakers.
Come on, Schmitty, what the fuck?
Let's hear it for Greg Smith. Yeah!
All right, I got my fucking ODB Skate Mafia shirt on today, kids. This one is for all you, but especially for the Hemis down in San Diego. Cha! Been looking for this one for a while. Hyped as fuck. We got Brandon Turner on the show today. What up, B?
Yo, what's good? How's it doing, man? You know, rest in peace, Phelps, man. I love the ODB shirt, man. I ain't even got that shirt, dude. Like, I need that one. What is that? A long sleeve, a hoodie? Like, I need that.
I put it on over my a thermal because it's cold up here in SF.
Yeah. We got to get you one of these Mafia vests, man. You know, like
I'm down. Yeah, I just hit up DC and I was like, I need some stickers. I need a new shirt. This one I've been running for about, I think this is maybe coming up on 2 years old when he sent this to me. I don't know when they made it, but yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, DC. Yep. You got to shoot the box, man.
Hey, what's the origin story of Cha? Where'd it come from?
Cha. Me and Smolik, you know, we just, be wild and be like, have everything shot. You know what I mean? Everything's shot. But to me, it means channeling all awareness. You know what I mean?
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Where are you at?
Shit, I'm in San Diego, man. I just got back from Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How you doing? I like the setup, man. I like the whole shit, dude. You got the stickers, everything, man.
I got my Mafia shirt on. I've had
You got the Mafia shirt? Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I mean, considering like I got no complaints. It's there's a lot of shit that sucks, but like we're fortunate for sure.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, things are starting to. I mean, Florida is like it's like there's no pandemic at all. It was so crazy out there.
Really?
Yeah,
that's how Texas is too. They just went like
They stole Lakeman's brain.
They just don't care. They're like, hey, if I get sick, I get sick. If I die, I die. Whatever.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I trip on that shit, especially like in the skate community. When Mark Waters died, I was like, man, this is a dude that a lot of skaters know. How y'all gonna be like, this is real. Like, this is fucking real.
Oh, I know it's real. I know it's real. I mean, some people think it's not real. Like, I know so many people who's gotten sick and was like in the hospital, like, yo, I'm not going out no more.
Right. Yeah. It's like everything else. It just takes once to like, oh shit.
Well, you know how us skateboarders are, man. We're not trying to hear none of that, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Defiant. I know. Let's start from the very beginning. You weren't born in Japan, but you kind of grew up in Japan, right? Where were you born?
I was born in San Diego, and I grew up sometime in Yokosuka, Japan.
How is that?
Yeah. Dope. So sick, man. Just like a full cultural switch. Just like, it's just amazing. It was, back then when I actually moved there was no internet or anything. And I had one skateboard, and and then at LAX when we went to Japan, my board got stolen. So there was some time in Japan for like a year where I didn't even have a board. So it was rough for me. So I was just like playing sports and whatever. And then I ended up getting somebody's board
in Japan.
Yeah. On the naval base, man, I was coming home from soccer one time, and somebody left their board, on the lawn. And I was just like, yeah, you can't do that. I had to get it, and I still look back and like feel bad about it. Like, man, I stole somebody's board, but I needed that.
What part of Japan was it? Not Tokyo, right?
No, Yokosuka. It's like
it's a naval base
from San Diego to LA. It's like 2 hours away from Tokyo. I actually got my nephew in from Japan visiting right now. My nephew Shintaro.
How sick!
Yeah, he's out here with the weekend guys in DC. Come say what up.
What up?
Yeah.
What up?
How you doing? Shout
out.
He's chilling, ripping, handling business.
Hell yeah. Is that where your first flip trick went down in Japan?
Yeah. His dad actually taught me how to kickflip.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, shout out Tominari Hongo.
Shout out.
He put me on, man. He taught me how to kickflip. I got to give everything to him,
Okay.
Shout out Philly. I got this cut from Philly.
Shout out.
What age were you in Japan till?
From like 6 to 12.
Oh, okay, so that's a good chunk. Did you do anything else? Did you get into like martial arts, or did you like try to learn the language at all? Or
no, yeah, his dad, Tominari, he taught me Japanese and taught me the ways and the culture and everything. But I always played sports. I played basketball and soccer, and I took kung fu and stuff. I always took martial arts my whole life. So.
Okay. That helps you with skateboarding, right? Like learning how to fall, being limber, knowing your body.
Yeah. Just like the whole, body, eye, balance, coordination. Yeah. It helped out a lot, and just how to be, one with yourself, and, really, in a meditative state when you're skating. So, and I see a lot more people are getting to more practice in that and more aware of it. But a long time ago, like over 20 years ago, that like people weren't talking about mindfulness and just like good vibes and positive vibes and all that. They weren't, they wasn't on it.
Now they were talking about Saint-Ides, Mickey's, Old English.
yeah, all that Hennessy, you know what I mean? You know, we had the Cristal phase down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I drank everything.
What about the shit in the can that had caffeine in it before anything? What the shit was? You remember? It was like kind of fruity. I remember.
Oh man, it was the Four Locos, man.
Yeah, Four Loko.
And then they had the juice.
Yeah.
Hey, I was in SF one time, man. I was drinking those Four Locos, man, and I was going to like an event the next morning. Like, man, I almost went to the hospital. I felt like I was gonna die.
Dude. Yeah, that's it. That's like Jaeger bombs and stuff. Like we used to take them and you'd be like, man, whatever we're putting in our stomach, it is fucking us up like in so many ways. It's insane.
Yeah, man. I had to you know, bow gracefully, man, you know. You know, I'm good on all that.
Yeah, same. With true or false, your uncle was a pro football player and he's got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, he's got two.
Two.
Yeah, he played for the Steelers. His name's Calvin Sweeney. He played in the 80s.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was looking that up. He's noted for catching the last pass ever thrown by Terry Bradshaw.
When I knew it was over.
It was okay?
It was okay.
Really?
It's over. I can't play anymore.
Fun fact.
Damn, you got more. Oh man, you did your research. Look at you. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to hit him up on that.
Yeah, that's Wikipedia knowledge right there.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to holler at him about that.
That's sick though. So did you go to any games?
Yeah, when I was little, you know, like I would go to Pittsburgh, you know, I would stay with them a lot and stuff, and they wanted me to play football. You know, like all my family's like pretty much USC alumni and stuff, you know, and
damn.
They you know, my aunt cheerleaded for them and all that, and they're all big football people, but I was like, you know, I needed more freedom than that, you know.
Wait, so his wife was the cheerleader and that's how they met?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's like storybook fucking sick. And then I think it's your half brother or step brother, Marcel. That's my homie out here.
Yeah. Marcel. He's telling you he was team manager for Venture for a long time, you know. You guys have the same dad? No. We're just, you know, that's like, you know, like step play brother, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So got it. You know, we lived together when we were young for a long time. He knows my family and all that, you know. We just had a super strong connection and everything. So, you know. Rad. He's been doing a lot of photography lately. I've been seeing some good shit. Yeah, he's killing it, man. Shout out Marcel, man.
Shout out.
Holla at your boy. That's our thing. When he walks in, we always be like, holla at your boy. Yeah, it'd be like, holla at your boy. You know, Oh man, we had some crazy. Every time I go to SF, we just get crazy. I go to SF to skate, but there be, you know, very little skating done, you know. I love San Francisco, you know what I mean? It's good, man. Oh, yeah. Who were some of your early heroes? Like, who were the dudes you were ripping out of the mags and putting up on your wall or wanting to buy their boards and that kind of shit? Man, so many people, but, you know, Sal Barbier, Sean Sheffy, Jerron Wilson, you know, Kareem Campbell, you know, all the world industry guys and that whole thing, 101, Jason Dill, Gino, like Day One. Yeah, you know, Day One for sure. Ken Russell, but you know, like Tom Penny's like my all-time favorite for sure. That's who I like resonated with the best, you know what I mean? And man, there's just so many good skaters. I don't want to leave anybody out, but like there's so many. I looked up to everybody, you know, all the girl guys. You know what I mean? Everyone who was like crushing it in like the 90s, you know, that's when like my lock into skateboarding was like the early 90s, you know? Yeah. So you're pretty young when you meet Smolik. Like how did that all go down when you met Peter? I met Peter when I was like 5 years old. Before you went to Japan? Yeah. No way. Okay. Yeah. Were you guys in the same neighborhood? Yeah, in the same neighborhood. We grew up in Claremont, and then
there would be this Mervin's parking lot with like red slappy curbs and stuff, and that's just where all the skaters would post up. And then my mom would like drive by and stuff, and she was a shopper, so she'd always like be going into Mervin's, JC Penney's, and shopping all the time. So I would just like be out in front of there asking them to use their boards, and I met Peter, and he was like the best. So, you know, I met him, and I started, you know, skating up to the Mervins and meeting him, and he let me, you know, skate with the cool guys, you know.
And so when you came back from Japan, did you reconnect with him right away, or did that take a minute? Or
Oh, right away. So when I came back from Japan, I was just ready to go. I was ready to start trying to like pursue skateboarding more, and I didn't really know what that looked like. I didn't ever, you know, after watching like Day One do a fakie tray, switch frontside nose blunt or whatever on a curb in Japan, I couldn't even kickflip. I was like, there ain't no way I'm gonna get to that point, but I wanted to reconnect with Peter. And so when I moved back from Japan, I knew where he lived, and I just showed up at his door, like, and asked him, I was just like, will you skate with me?
No way.
Yeah. And he's like, go wait out there on the curb. And he made me sit out there for like 2 hours.
So that relationship kind of sparked, though, like that, you know, connections with dudes in the industry, and then giving you like a little confidence that maybe you could be a part of this thing.
Yeah, right then, Peter, I started skating with Peter, and then he just started, you know, big brother me and showing me what was up, you know, what tricks to do. I was pushing Mongo, and he told me like, yo, that's not the move, you know, like you gotta push the other way. I remember even I skated at a contest pushing Mongo in a pink helmet. You know?
No, son.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? and then so after that, you know, he would I was in 7th grade at the time, and he was in high school, and he would come pick me up with the homeboy lapdog from school. So I was, you know, I was like a cool kid who got picked up from, you know, the most popular dude in, you know, that school over at my school every day. And then he was on it. He was filming, skating every single day. So I would just get swooped up from school, and then, you know, he put me on.
So did you see the whole beginning of Shortys?
Oh yeah, definitely the whole beginning. Because I was on Voice, you know, Peter introduced me to Ken Russell, and then we got on Voice. We started traveling. We did a few videos, and then I met Muska at Pacific Drive when he was on Toy Machine, and when it was just wild down there at Pacific Drive back in those days, like, you know, Danny Way would be there, you know, Rob Dyrdek, John Drake, you know,
wow,
all the heads that came out of San Diego. And I met Muska, and then one day he just gave me that call and was like, hey, you know, I'm doing this new brand. I said, at first I seen the ad in the magazine, you know, with the Shortys, and then he hit me up right after they started. So
right,
I was like blown away, you know.
Oh man, that's gotta feel.
I was like, I'm with the Muska.
With the Muska, like it's not getting any bigger than this. This is insane.
Oh, it was crazy.
And then how long after that is Fulfill the Dream? Fulfill the Dream comes out in 98. When did you get on Shortys? Like a year or so before that?
Yeah, when did Shorty start? Like, I want to say like end of 96 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, no, 96, 95, maybe 95. I don't know, man. I think 95.
So right when you get on, is everybody kind of like Muska already had his Toy Machine video part, right?
Yeah, I remember there was like conflict with that because they were doing the Toy Machine premiere, and they had all Muska's footage and all that. And there's just like a lot of controversy with with all that, with him and Jamie, and you know, we just started rocking from there, you know.
So you knew like you needed to film a part.
Oh, me myself?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was no pressure really. We just started traveling and skating, and then
it just happened organically.
Yeah, it just happened. Like then it wasn't. I don't remember ever filming for a part. I didn't film. I didn't film for a part for a long time. I never told myself till recently, like I'm gonna film a part. You know, I just always skated to have fun. And when we're doing Guilty, they were like, "Yeah, we're doing a new video," and we started filming for that. But I wasn't. I would just go on trips and do what I did, and you put together whatever I got. You know.
Did you get to spend some time with Rosa?
Yeah, we met Rosa a few times, but she was busy, you know, doing her, you know, own thing. We did a demo. She became a school teacher, and we did a demo at her school and stuff.
Is that up here? I heard she's like in the East Bay, maybe.
I think so, man. Hey, it was so crazy then. I don't even know where I was at. It was somewhere. I think it was somewhere in LA, Santa Barbara. Man, we was moving so much that I don't know where it was at.
Right. You got any fascinating stories about Steve Olson?
Oh my gosh, yes, of course.
That
Steve
dude
Olson,
was so amazing.
He's amazing, man. Like we went to Spain one time, and this one story, and then yeah, he anytime we go on a trip, he just disappear. You know what I mean? He just leave, and we'd be like, "Where's Olson?" We don't know. You know what I mean? And then we were at the Big Four. We're at the Big Four in Spain, and we're just chilling, kind of done skating and everything. And then all of a sudden, I hear some rolling, and I was just like, I look back, and it's Olson pushing towards the stairs, and he just like, and ollie flips the floor, and then keeps on pushing and disappears again.
Fuck. So elusive. Like when you had the chance to see him in action, it was such a you're just stoked.
Oh yeah, man. He's like that. I was just like, where did he come from? You know, not only did he do that trick first try and just roll away, like where did he come from? We didn't know where he was at. He was gone for like 2 days and then didn't get filmed or anything, you know?
Dude, that's amazing. What about Osiris? That was kind of like, I don't know. You're living large in that era, right? Like they got a lot of money. You're doing some pretty, like probably high end tours and stuff with the Osiris squad, like around the Storm and that stuff.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. We had it how we wanted it back then. You know what I mean? Like it was unlimited budget. You know, we did whatever we wanted. We traveled wherever we wanted to go. We did whatever we wanted to do. We bought whatever we wanted. Everything got paid for. I mean, that's just what it was. Like, I wasn't even paying for my rent. Like,
oh shit. Oh
so,
man.
I'd be like, hey, you know, I'd want to take a trip with the homies to Miami or something. I'd be like, yeah, you know, this friend's a filmer, this friend's a photographer, and yeah.
And this guy goes to get me snacks.
Yeah, exactly. When we came out with the G bag, they sent me out there with I wanted to bring my homie, and he was like a bigger, you know, older dude, you know what I mean? He didn't skate at all. And they're like, well, what's this guy going for? And I'm like, I need a bodyguard. Yeah. I'm like, cause I was wild, you know, I got in a lot of trouble. I'm like, hey, I kind of need like someone to keep me in check. So if you guys don't want to do it, I got the guy. So get him the ticket.
Where was like the sickest place you went?
Man, so many sick places, like always lots of love in Europe. Japan's my all-time favorite. You know what I mean? I love Miami. Like Miami's the shit to me. Like it's like San Diego, but on meth. So yeah. Like it's like good weather, just like, you know, beautiful people, and just you know, everywhere there's always been a lot of love everywhere, but as far as like scenery and culture and stuff, like Europe is pretty like diverse and crazy, you know. And I've been everywhere over there, so it's just like I can't like single out one place, but
right.
I do know where I've gotten the craziest at, and you know,
Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona for sure. Many blackouts in Estonia.
Yeah.
And all over Europe. I mean, there's some countries, like some people send me pictures from back in the day of places I was at, and I'm like looking at it and I'm like, Dusseldorf? I'm like, well, when was I in Belgium? You know, and then you know what I mean? Like so many places, like because the Osiris tour that we took, they had us on like so many different countries, and one day we do a demo, party super hard, and the next day we'd be doing a demo in another place, and then it was just so it was I didn't know what was going on, you know.
Would you guys rent transportation or just take Eurorail or what?
No, we had we of course in Europe you always got to take the train and stuff, but we had buses, you know.
Oh,
like yeah, we had like tour buses and stuff.
No
but
way. Like with the beds in them?
Oh yeah, especially in US we had 2 of them.
No way.
Yeah,
like
with the
TVs and fridge and.
Oh no, you walk in, there's a full living room in the front, kitchen, bathroom, and then you go through the first door, and then there's like bunk beds with little TVs in there, and then you go all the way to the back, and there's like a party room in the back.
Hired driver?
Yeah, hired driver, all that.
So just nobody has any responsibilities.
Well, I didn't.
I mean, no, I bet fucking Smolik didn't either.
There was people who had responsibilities. Like Rhino was one of the coordinators, like team managers for one of the trips.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we got crazy. You know what I mean? And he knows what it was. He knows he had the card. You know what I mean? That card got swiped a lot. People were buying jewelry, all that.
Oh, damn. Wow.
I was like, yep, I need that chain. I need that watch to skate.
Fuck. What was did all those videos have premieres? The Shortys and the Osiris, like Guilty, Storm, Fulfill the Dream, were there premieres for those videos?
Yeah, we always had like huge premieres for them.
What was the one that went off the most?
All of them.
Really?
All of them, like.
Was it downtown San Diego at the theater?
The Storm one was at the theater, and that one was super cool. It was cool because it was in my city, and we did the thing. We all everyone rode in limos and stuff, and
oh yeah,
they for everyone who had a pro model shoe, they got their brass shoes. They got big gift boxes, and we did crazy dinners and all that. And then with Shortys, we did Guilty, like in LA. We had a bunch of performers and everything, like a bunch of like sick performers. And for Fulfill the Dream, we did it. I had a broken leg, so we were somewhere like stood. I can't even like call it right now, but we had same thing. It was more of like a festival type thing.
Okay.
And it was like a concert. So we had the Alcoholics, all that,
I think at ASR one year, I think Outkast played or somebody at the Shortys party. I remember going to a Shortys party and somebody big played. I was like, this is insane.
Right?
Yeah, it was so sick. Everybody had their their sweats. The fucking the jog suits and shit.
The whole jog suit. Now they come back. It's so funny to see like, kids and just, because the 90s are, it's just so funny because the stuff that we like brought, that seeing kids like that's how they're dressing now. So it's kind of cool,
What was up with that song in Guilty? How'd that come down? It was like written to your part, basically, yeah?
Yeah. So I did a song for my part. I think it was the first one done that anyone rapped over, but you know, I've always done music and stuff, so I wanted to rap over my part, you know, and so that's what I did. I got with some homies because Peter was managing a music group then, you know. And that's what's so crazy with Osiris tours too. We had like dancers, we had DJs, we had two music groups on the tour, on the skate tour. So we would do our demos in the daytime and then have our after parties at night and have like performers and stuff. And then whatever city we were in, we had whoever was hot in that city perform too.
Unreal, right? Just
that's the way
like
to
a
do
dream. Yeah, but like there's ways to want to do it, then there's ways to do it, and then there's ones that do it the way they want to do it. It's like, damn, that's fucking sick. Yeah, I mean,
I don't see anybody. No, I don't think it'll ever be like that again. I mean, one of the things I want to do is like, especially with like so many skaters who are artists and, you know, talented, you know, doing, you know, music, artists, everything. I someday one of my dreams was kind of to emulate what Osiris did. I mean, not ridiculously at that scale, but to at least have some skaters who are musicians and do a tour, you know, do a thick tour, like music and skate demos, and have like the you know, the barbecues and at the demo and the DJ, and then at nighttime have like the after parties and stuff, and with performers.
A talent explosion, like fucking art show with photos and paintings, with live performance, skating going on. I mean, we've done the skate rock trips where it's like Figgy and the dudes are playing music at night and skating at day. But if you get the dudes that like basically each part of the day is a segment and you do your shit and then you're chilling for the rest while the other people do their shit, and then you can re-hype for the next day and all that stuff, I think it works better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's so many incredible artists like Markovich, Muska, Danny Minnick, you know.
Yeah.
So many people just doing their thing, man. It's amazing. It's amazing to see.
Yeah. What happened to Shortys? Like, what was the demise for everybody? What made you guys bail?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. Did it just get too big? And they were like, and then it became like more corporate?
I think, no, it was always the same owners and stuff, but I think Muska and the owner of Shortys might have had like a disagreement or falling out, and then we just stopped getting together. You know, people started, you know, getting girlfriends, and we just stopped coming together as like a team, because we would meet up as a team at the Shortys house all the time. You know, be in the pool. We had the mini ramp. We had the, you know, games. We had a team room and everything. And we just come up there and like vibe out and skate. And then we stopped doing that, you know?
Right. Were you on any of those trips where like Muska would it was like the Beatles, basically? I remember there was a Transworld video where it was Muska and Jamie Thomas, and it was like, they were just swarmed by fans, like so gnarly. Like, were you on any of those trips where you just get out of the van and you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. There's so many times where we couldn't get out of the van. Like there were so many kids, you weren't getting out of the van. And we show up to demos and stuff, and there'd be so many people and it'd be so crazy that you couldn't even skate. So I love to have Muska there, because I'm like, yeah, it looks like we're just chilling and not doing the demo. I'm like, no demo, we're just chilling. People are giving us like, you know, free weed and all types of shit. Like, you know, especially in like Canada, that was one of the craziest times. Like we showed up to Canada one time and they're just like, people are throwing us mushrooms, throwing us bags of weed. Like,
oh man,
it was so insane. You know what I mean?
Fucking nuts. For somebody that has no idea, give a description of who Baby Schitzo is.
Oh my gosh, dude, you cannot say it 3 times. He will pop up behind you.
He's that dude.
Oh my gosh, like how could I give a description? It's like Beetlejuice. Team Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times, like, and he will pop up anywhere. Baby Schitzo was he met Peter at some trade show one time and ended up coming down and staying with Peter, and he was just there. He stayed with Peter and just like he was supposed to be filming, you know, he skated and whatever, and he just like wouldn't leave. You know what I mean? And then everywhere you go, that he'd be there. So there's one time we're at Peter's house and we're supposed to go to Canada, and Baby Schitzo was there, and he's like, come on, Smolik. He's like, fly me out to Canada with you. He's like, no. Peter had like this fish tank with like this dead fish in there for like a year, whatever. And he got the fish out of this green fish tank, and like he like smashed it and like an eyeball popped out. And he's like, eat this eyeball and you can roll. And he ate the eyeball. He's like, sucker, you ain't coming with me to Canada. So, hey, we left. This is how, like, I don't know how he pulled off some of the shit he did, but we left Schitzo at the airport in San Diego. I watched him as we left San Diego to fly to Canada. By the time I get to Canada and I open up my hotel room, he's in my hotel room like he's been there for a week.
Oh shit. So that's the don't say his name 3 times. There was a story where he locked himself in the skate park or something so nobody could get in, and he was in there or some shit I heard, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, man. I had some things that he like climbed through my window at the crib. I almost threw him out of Peter's Suburban on the freeway. Like, man.
Is he still around?
I haven't seen him, man. He was in Hollywood, you know, whatever, doing whatever he does, but I don't know. Much love though. I don't have no ill feelings towards anybody, but you know, that's just what then looked like to me. You know, we were all super young, and he was super, you know, ambitious to get to where he wanted to get to, and he's persistent.
Right.
Persistent is the word.
That's the understatement. So then when does the let me see if I can do this here.
Oh shit.
When does this happen?
Oh, that's leftover right, man.
Whoop. Like that?
Yeah, leftover right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. And then the thumbs down, leftover right, pinkies down, and bam, you got the mafia. You got, you know, that's the skate mafia right there, you know?
Yeah.
That's the global domination, the skateboard unity, the sleep on your couch with whatever country you're in, you know?
That's the Hemis nowadays. And we got DC, Dan Connolly holding it down.
And Preebs
for sure. That was kind of like a natural next step, right? Like those were already the homies, right? Yeah, of course. We're all homies, and it's been, you know, it's been a beautiful thing. Since 2004. Give me the lowdown on this kid, Wes Kremer, that we all love so much.
Oh man,
special individual.
That's my boy, man. You know, I've known Wes for a long time, you know, and put him on. I taught him how to roll his first blunt, you know, so that's my boy. Yeah. He's down there at Pacific Beach on the stoop having great times.
Yeah, he moved in a block from Navarrete. They've been doing it up Big Wednesdays or whatever. Big Wednesday. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's the gnarliest thing you've ever seen go down on a skateboard? Like you were there for fucking, I seen Danny Way jump off the fucking guitar at the Hard Rock Cafe. I was like, all right.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is, right?
Yeah.
Man, it has to be Muska, dude. Like every single rail he's skated like that I've seen, he's had like 2 hours of hype up, changing clothes, changing music, and he does it first try. No, you know, some people will be like holding on their friend's shoulder and dropping in to warm up to the rail. Let me just tell you, like, Muska didn't do that. So when I see that, I'm just like, yo, man, you can't be cheating, man. If you're gonna skate the rail, hey, skate the rail. You know what I mean? Don't be doing your little warm-up drop-ins. I'm just playing, you know. I know a lot of people do that, but hey, you know, I had to say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to say something.
I seen like some people just get straight out of the van and go straight to it. Like, nope, this is what I'm here for. I ain't playing around.
Yeah, you can't play, you know, like just like, you know, you can't be doing the shoulder drop-ins on the rail, man. Like, like that ain't the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the element of surprise. You drop in on the rail from your front shoulder, and then once you do it, it's just like, okay, you know, we all know you can ollie. We know you can ollie onto the rail, but you're taking out a component. You know what I mean? And that's cheating.
A little bit of a cheat on there.
Yeah.
What have you seen Muska do though? Were you there for any of like the fucking kinkers, or like what was something that stood out that you're like, God damn?
This rail Miami, he 5-0'd this rail Miami that was like insane. Like it was insane. I didn't even want to watch it. I wanted to leave. I was like, I don't want to be here for this. You guys are responsible.
What kind of state was he in most of the time? Was he like partying on the way to the spot, or would he save partying for after the spot?
Oh, after the spot, it was a celebration.
So he was in the right. He wasn't too fucked up when he was trying the gnarly tricks.
Oh, never.
Never. Okay.
Never. I'm gonna move over here because.
Okay.
I think my phone's about to die.
This is where we go to a commercial break and get a new trailer for the Skate Mafia promo about to hit the airwaves any day now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, it's Matt D at DLX Skate Shop, 1831 Market at Guerrero, as in Tommy. Come see us. Real, Antihero, Crooked, Thunder, Venture, Spitfire. We are here every day of the week except the big holidays. We've got a curb and we've got smiles on our faces. Come let us get you stoked.
Hey, it's Corey at Blue Plate, 3218 Mission Street. Come see us. Meatloaf, fried chicken, deviled eggs, Dollar Olympia beers. We're here every day of the week. We got a garden and we got smiles on our faces. Come let us make you happy.
I like the fucking, it looks like a cabin. It's all wood ceilings and shit.
Yeah. My spot's pretty sick, dude. I'm hyped on it.
Are you in PB? Where are you at?
I'm in Hillcrest. Okay, now we're good.
Okay. Is that the upper hill, like by where the run
Washington
is?
Street? But it's about yeah, exactly. That's the area I live in.
Oh, sick, dude. Let's talk about that. That was fucking one of the highlights. I mean, dude, I might be exaggerating a little when I say it's one of the highlights of my life, but I think it was one of the highlights of my life is fucking just doing the run with the Hemis, like going up, tipping the elevator, coming down the garage, bombing the hill. Like we had probably like, I'd say maybe at least 15 of us the time I went. And you guys were, I don't know if you're still doing it, but you guys, I know Wes was saying pretty much almost every weekend somebody was doing it, a part of the crew.
Yeah, for sure. We do the run all the time, man. The run's the move. You come to San Diego,
you
call any of the mafia dudes or anyone really, and come do the run. It's like the best thing ever.
It's so fun. It's like real skating, just rolling and fucking laughing with your homies. So sick.
Smashing.
So I know you've told the story a million times, but I gotta hear this situation where you're like running from the cops and you jump off a bridge or something like that. I heard you jumped. I heard you didn't really jump. Like there was an accident. Like what went down there?
So what happened was we were all partying, having a bonfire down by the water and stuff. And there's only like one way you can get into the spot. And I was 17, so I was in trouble already with like the cops and stuff for like I had curfew and I seen the cops coming in. They was like deep, and I was just like, oh man, everyone got in their cars and I got in the back of a truck and they were stopping all the cars leaving, and I was just like, man, I can't get in trouble with the cops anymore. So I ran up onto the bridge and I'm like, I told my homie, I'm like, yo, just pick me up on the bridge after you go through the cops. And then so I ran up onto the bridge and I was waiting at the beginning of it. And then I seen some cops like coming towards the bridge or coming up the bridge. So I started like running up the bridge and I'm like, damn, I'm like, okay, if I hop over the center divider of the bridge and go to the other connecting side, they can't make a U-turn and I could just run down and meet my friends and be out. So I ran up a little and then I went to hop over the wall thinking that the bridges were connected. And when I hopped over without thinking, like I noticed that the bridges were super far apart and I just like fell. And I was just like, and then I looked and I was like, oh, I'm falling far. And I was like, it's over with right now. I'm like, it's done.
Was it over water or land?
No, it was over the bridge. Part of it goes over water, but I landed on the part that was like cement.
Is that real?
Oh, fuck. So did you shatter your leg?
Yeah, I landed on my feet and I thought I was dying because I got all the wind knocked out of me. So I was like gasping for air because I think my knees hit my chest or something. And I was gasping for air. And when I finally caught my breath and I tried to move, I felt like he cracked a knuckle in the middle of my shin. And I was like, oh, and it was broken. And I was down there, just like laying down there by myself at night. And then there was some Hispanics down there like fishing. And they're like, hey, yo, what you doing? You know, what are you doing? I'm like, oh man, I fell off the bridge. I'm like, I fell off the bridge. Call the ambulance. And they looked at the bridge and they're like, started laughing. They're like, you didn't fall off the bridge, Holmes. Like, what are you doing? And then I pulled up my leg and I'm like, no, look at my leg. And it was like this swollen. They're like, oh shit. And they called the ambulance for me. I was down there for a minute and the ambulance went to the other side of the water at first. And I was like in so much pain. And then they finally came and, came to where I was at, and then they just cut off all my clothes like right there. So I was just like butt naked laying at the bottom of this bridge. I just jumped off of. It was so crazy. I'm like, my legs broke and I'm like butt naked in front of like all these strangers. Like,
oh man.
But it didn't matter, you know?
So then you go to the hospital and then they fix you up, and then do you get busted, or do the cops catch you, or what happened right there?
They never caught me, man.
Oh
I
shit.
don't, tell you the truth, I don't even think they were driving up the bridge to get me.
Oh man.
You know, it was all in my head. I think it was all me. You know, I was a little tipsy.
You're on probation. Like if you get caught, you're busted if you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah. I had curfew and I was on probation. So I was like, anytime I'd see cops, it was just like flight mode. I would be out. I would just run, you know?
What kind of shit were you doing? Were you were just getting into drugs, or you were doing other shit?
Nah, back then I was like racing cars. I was into racing cars. I was doing music, skating, obviously. And then I would just be out late. I think I was in trouble for like racing.
Huh.
And I got my car impounded and I was in trouble for that. And then I got on probation for that first because I was drag racing.
Oh, okay.
We used to go to some spot in Mira Mesa in like San Diego where all the racers would meet up, and then we'd like race until the cops came. And then when the cops came, we'd be out, but I got caught.
Oh, fuck. What kind of speeds would you be getting up to?
Oh, just like, you know, it was a quarter mile. So probably like, you know, 100 real quick, 110.
Yeah. Just down to fuck.
We had like a long stretch.
Okay. And then is that why you went to prison?
Oh, no. That's not why I went. I went to prison in like 2012, like years later. I went to prison like way later. I was only 17 then. I went to prison 8 years ago.
8 years ago,
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah, 2013. So I was like 30 years old or something, you know.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. From there, I just got into the lifestyle, you know what I mean? I started using, you know, my skateboard money to flip weight, and just like, you know, I had family members who were in the game, and I just started like moving work and flipping my money that way, and getting into all types of stuff to just, you know, to get it. I was like, you know, I was trying to stay loyal to the streets and to the people who I knew from before, and I was trying to put them on, and at the same time, like, create like this like mini, you know, like we had a clique, you know, and that's just how we got down. I was doing good, and I had other people who were doing other things who, you know, that doing other things that were illegal, and you know, I got talked into basically using my money to flip weight and do all that stuff and everything. And then I got into that. And then at the same time, I was sloppy because I was, you know, being a skateboarder, I was just partying all the time. So I got some DUIs. I got a gun charge. I got a possession, transporting, intent to sell, just like a bunch. So all the charges throughout the year, because I did county time and everything. I did a few like terms in county, nothing like real, like 6 months here, 4 months here, 80 days here, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
just finally they're like, oh man, you know, we need to give you some real time. So they gave me 3 years.
Wow, 3 years.
Yeah.
I know it's a huge difference, but like prison and county, like what's the major difference there? Like, is it everything?
Oh man, county, there ain't nothing. You ain't got no action with anything in county. It's just stale. It's just whatever. It's expensive for food. There's no cell phones. You don't get regular clothes. You can work, but you don't have no real jobs. Like, you can't really go to like college or anything. But prison is like way different. And the scariest like thing about prison is what I didn't know was reception. And in order, before you go to prison, you have to go to classification, which you have to go basically and sit in the hole until they classify you, because they can't put everybody who got sentenced to a prison term together, because there's some people doing 80 years, some people doing life, some people doing 3 years like me. So you can't just put everyone together. So they got to isolate you until you get classified to see which level of prison you go to. And there's 4 levels, 4 being like the highest. And that's 23 hours lockdown a day. You get like an hour rec, but you're in a cell 23 hours a day. So, and then level 3 is a little bit more relaxed. And then level 2 is you can, you know, you're chilling. You can work and do a bunch of stuff. And level 1 is like, I was like level 1. So the hardest thing for me was going into prison was the classification process, because I was in a cell for 4 months for 23 hours a day. Most of the time, 24 hours a day.
Like a solitary confinement?
Yeah, for 4 months. And
just so they could figure out what level you were in?
Yeah.
Why does it take them that long?
Because I didn't have a number. You get a prison number, and some people who've been in prison before, they can classify faster because, you know, they've already been there, so they can see your stuff and put you in there. But they had to get me into the system, and it just takes that long. There's so many people, and it's overcrowded. So you're in the cell. I got a shower like twice a week, if that, maybe once a week. So I had a bird bath in the cell and all types of stuff. You're cell fed, like, but it gets better. By the time I ended up getting out of there, of solitary confinement, I had a phone in there, I had weed, I had tobacco, I had Pruno, I had a radio.
Oh man. What did you do? Okay. How do you not go crazy? What's your mindset? Like, I mean, that's a long time to be in how big's that room? Like 6 by 6?
Yeah, it's nothing. And it's not like I was in Chino prison. So it's super dirty. It's hot. It's like, there's like roaches and mice. Like,
are you just trying to sleep as much as possible? Like, what's your mindset?
You can only sleep so much. Some people get on medication, and I remember I was in AdSec, and I was like, oh, you have to put in a request for medical and then wait, and then all that. Like, you have to wait for a guard to come by and slip it through, ask for the paperwork, the request, all that. So I was like, yeah, I'm trying to sleep. So I was like, gonna put in a medical thing to try to get some sleeping meds, but someone who's like done time before, and he's like, hey man, don't take those pills. And I'm like, why not, man? I'm not trying to like say or whatever. He's all, you gonna come out different. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm not trying to come out different. So, but after a while you get like these booklets where you can order like stores and stuff. So you can order like top ramen, beans, rice, like candy, snacks, all the stuff. You can order it once a month or once every 3 months. I forgot. I know it's once every 3 months in regular prison, but you have like the regular store canteen, and then you can order like packages, like, so you can order a bunch of stuff that you wouldn't think you can get in there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I was able to get all that, or order all my stuff, then get a hold of my people, and then order some books and stuff. So basically what you do in a cell is like, you have to program, like that's how you keep from going crazy. So you would treat your day like a job in the cell. So you'd wake up, clean the cell, breakfast would come, eat breakfast, and then read a little bit, take a little nap, and then, then lunch, you'd have your little lunch, and then you'd work out or whatever. And then I'd bird bath and shower in the cell and get all clean and take my time doing that, probably clean the cell again after that. And then read for a little bit, read and then journal and stuff, maybe take a nap, talk to your cellie or whatever, talk to some people in other cells. And then by that time it's like dinner time. You have dinner. After that, you chill, chop it up, and then you go to sleep. So you just have to like program out your day, however that looks like,
Dude, that's heavy. Like, what you're hearing seems like it would be the hard part not to go crazy. Like people yelling and screaming, or just, I'm cold, I'm hungry, or whatever it is, just random shit.
I have 2 8th grade diplomas.
Like that stuff. I remember I spent the night in jail for a fucking DUI, and I was just tripping on the dude going like, someone help me, the whole time. Like he was like dying or something. I was just like, dude, this for like 4 months? I don't know.
No, it was crazy. It was insane. Like the 4th month, I started to feel it in my veins. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my gosh, something's like, I would, meditate a lot and just like read, journal a lot, study. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this as school. And I'm just going to like get up on my education and get a lot of cool books. And then I'm going to transcribe the books, take out everything out the books that resonates with me, journal it. So I have, and I can go back, and then, I'll be writing raps, and then I'll be working out, programming. I'll be making food in there. You know what I mean? And, I had my routine. So
did you write a lot of shit, huh?
Oh yeah. I got journals, and I still do that. I still read a lot and write and stuff, and just like constantly on like a learning journey. You know what I mean?
Nice. Whew. Damn. What was the most real thing you saw in there? Did you see anyone like get the shit kicked out of them, or like some gnarly?
I seen people get stabbed. I seen people get set up. And the scariest part of there is like the prisoners run the prison, because there's seriously people in there. The scary thing about prison is that there's the smartest people in the world in there that are not good people. So people with like photographic memory and just insane, the smartest people in the world, but they use it for the wrong things. So they run the prison. There's guys in there who have 23-hour lockdown in the cell in their boxers because they're not even allowed to have any clothes because they can probably make a phone out of it. They run the streets from in there.
That's what I never understood. Like, and they're getting drugs or like whatever to, like, people get shit in prison somehow. It's just like,
oh man, there's so many ways. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways we would get shit. Like, the mind's crazy. When you take away the distractions, the mind starts going. Like, I felt the smartest when I was in there.
Well, you got a lot of focus, I guess.
You're just reading, you got focus, you're constantly listening, thinking of stuff. I mean, you'd be surprised. That's why I think it's so important to meditate and stuff and just like be with yourself. Like, can you stand yourself for 10 minutes a day with nothing, you know? Like, that's what it's about. And it's, I think we're distracted away from our power, from everything going on, from what we're really capable of. Cause I've seen people in prison that it was just insane. You know what I mean? Do the most incredible things ever, you know?
What's the first fucking thing you want to do the minute you get out of there? Like, are you going straight to get a fucking kick-ass meal? Like, like I got to go to the beach and just get some fresh air. Like, what's your, like, the minute you get out, what do you think? Like, what are you doing?
Seeing a woman and eating.
Here comes the nice.
Okay.
Seeing my girl, you know, my girl, obviously, and then and like getting some good food. But
could you see her at all while you were in there? Was there visiting rights or?
Yeah, there's visiting, but I was far up north. I was up in Jamestown. Because I went to fire camp. And so I was a low level offender. So I went to school to be a firefighter because you live better. So I went past the test to be a firefighter, and then I did the physical training, and then I got shipped off to a fire camp, which is way different than prison. You're like in a mansion with everything you need, eating good. You become a firefighter in prison, and it's like you're free. Like, I was free in the fire trucks, fighting fires and doing all that.
Okay, so that was the right move for just to like get it going out. How long does it take to rebuild your like muscle memory and get your skate legs back?
Oh, I was doing that consistently in there. That's all I was doing. I was just doing exercises to keep my muscle memory. I was working out every day. And then as a firefighter, that was the hardest thing to do in the world. Like, we had hikes, like that gear you have on is like
heavy.
It's so heavy, and we're constantly out on the grade, hiking, working out. We had weight rooms and everything. We had, you know, protein shakes, protein powder, all that. And then I did a lot of mental visualization too. So I would skate in my mind. So I would physically work out and do like skating workouts, and then I would skate in my mind when I would meditate.
What's the go-to? Like, is squats and burpees and shit like that, or like you're doing a lot of leg emphasis or what?
You know, we did a lot of hikes, so I had the muscle and I was working out, but mainly like stretching.
Stretching.
Like, stretching and keeping your limbs, like keeping your full body integration, because there's a point to where I was getting too big, and like for me, like getting too like big skating, it just like kind of throws you off a little bit. It's good, but
yeah,
I learned as going time, like less weight is better, and the flexibility.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been working on with this I mean, we've been in lockdown in SF a little bit, and so we got an exercise bike, but like the thing that I'm really needing to do is like, I'm not good at it and I need to learn it more, is stretching. Like, I need to take a yoga class or something, because when I do it, I feel so much better.
Good. Try Pilates, man.
Pilates, huh?
I've done yoga before, and yoga is amazing, but if you're not doing right, you can hurt yourself, you know. But Pilates is like, once I did Pilates, I was just like, yo, this is the way. This is it for skating, you know.
I'm going to look into it. Yeah, I mean, the older I get, I'm getting like kind of chronic arthritis in the upper, and it's just like, dude, you got to stretch it out and like quit sitting like this, like sit like this and get that shit fucking strong. And
yeah, you got to sit with your stomach, with your posture.
Right. The core, huh? Yeah. I know. I got a dude that helps me, chiropractor / sports dude, and he helps a lot, but like it's all about up here. It's like just remembering to do it and doing it, like, you know, like someone can help you, but you got to do it.
Yeah, you know, movement is medicine, you know. And you know, before you go to sleep, you just got to, you know, stretch and breathe into your, you know, ligaments, and do, you know, just move. And in the morning, do the same thing, and just try to eat healthy. Just be mindful of like your body, you know, because skateboarding is the most important thing to me ever. So whatever I have to do to like skate,
keep it going.
Because like with Pilates, when I first got into it, I was like, man, I'll try, but this is for, you know, I didn't know what it was. And then when I did it and I actually got on a reformer and stuff, I was like, oh man, this is what the secret is that they're not telling anybody, you know?
Do you need anything special for it? Just a mat, or do you need like the blocks or stretch the armbands or any of that stuff?
No, you can do beginners like mat classes and just look on YouTube and stuff.
Like YouTube. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look into it.
When the studios open up again, I would definitely invest yourself in taking a class with a trainer on a reformer. Like, do that and it'll change your life. Like, seriously.
Right.
Like, really, like, I'm telling you.
Okay. I'm in. Yeah. We're looking for this stuff because, like I said, the older you get, the more in tune you realize. Like when you're young, you're partying, you're doing a bunch of shit. Your body can handle so much stuff. But then you start slowing down a little bit and you realize, I got to cut these things out. I got to start focus on this. That's kind of where I've been trying to be. Let's talk about the Switch Hard heard around the world. Fucking the Berg.
Yes, man. So survival for real, man.
How did you decide that you were gonna go up there the first time and try it? Like what made you think like, I think I got the distance for this thing? Like you'd been to Wallenberg before, right?
Yeah. I've been to Wallenberg. I mean, ever since I first went there, like I knew I can do it. It's just like there's a lot of components into going and doing it. You know what I mean? You can't just like push up to it. You got to get the ramp and everything and all that, you know, because. And
the conditions of the weather, like it's windy as fuck sometimes up there.
Yeah. So when I first went, I was just like, you know what? I went with Jesse Sylvie and some other people. And I'm like, oh, let's just take a trip. Like I rented a U-Haul, went and got the ramp, and I thought that would be all there is. And I went later in the day and it was windy. And I was like, I'd go past the wall and I'd be like, oh man, there ain't no way this is going down. And then I wasn't dropping in on the ramp right. Like I was dropping in from the beginning. I wasn't coming in from the roof, you know?
Yeah.
So it wasn't enough speed. And then I was still landing on it, but it was windy, you know? And then people started telling me like, oh, you got to go before 10. I'm like, before 10? I was like, oh man.
Wallenberg for breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast, for real. And I'm like, before 10? I'm like, who goes to Wallenberg before 10? You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, okay, that's the secret. And he's like, yeah, because the wind. I'm like, okay, cool. So the second time I went up there and we were all ready to go, you know, with mafia, everything. And I get to the airport and I pop my trunk and my board wasn't in there.
Jesus Christ!
And I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, how? It was in like my other car. And I was like, fuck it. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, let's go anyway. So I get to SF and I set up a brand new board, you know, a Christmas board, and then went there and it wasn't happening. You know what I mean? It was not happening. This next time I was just like, you know what? Okay, I know how to drop in on the ramp. I know how to go. I know to go before 10. We went at like 7:30 or something. And I know to bring my board. And I'm like, and then it'll be all good. And then I got it. And I knew I was going to do it. I meditated on it for like a week every day, like visualizing it. And then that's what it was, you know?
You spend the night at a hotel?
Yeah, we flew up there. The homies, everyone from Skate Mafia took a van up there. And then me and DC flew up there. We went and got the U-Haul. We parked it overnight. We went out to eat, and then we went in the morning.
That was sick. I got the call from Wes. I fucking drove over there. I got an angle in there. I was super hyped. It was fucking celebratory, dude. That was so sick.
It was surreal. It was a crazy feeling. It was a crazy feeling. It was a crazy feeling to visualize it and to do it as I visualized it, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like, it was insane. And just all the homies with all the hype and all the support, you showing up and everything. It was a lot of pressure from people, everyone driving up there, from the U-Haul, the ramp, the build up. It was stressful.
I feel like, wasn't it pretty much, was it even past deadline? Like, was it like, this is the last day you have to try this trick for the video?
Yeah.
And so like the video was kind of done with like a little, like, if he makes it, we're going to put it right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Dan said. He's like, if you do this, I'll put it in the beginning. He's all, it's going in the beginning. And I'm like, word, because that's all I'm doing.
Damn. So sick, dude. Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of notoriety after that with like, I don't know if it was from that or just everything you were doing in life as a whole, but like you got an interview in Forbes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that. Like, how did that come up? That was interesting to me. I seen that you had like a full, like it was a big, it wasn't just a mention. It was like full interview, big piece on you.
Oh yeah. They hit me up. We set up the interview. They wanted to know if they could use the photo. They wanted a portrait, and I just did the interview like how we're doing it and made it happen. And then with like a lot of other publications too, but more so with that in the skate industry, what I'm doing with my rehab facility and all that, and my skateboarding program and Pilates program and, all wellness, it all like ties in because their whole question was like, how are you doing this at this age, something like this, so it kind of like ties in with, my sobriety and the way that I train my body and my mental health and everything. So it all ties into that, you know what I mean?
So how does that go down? You're sober pretty much out of prison, or did that take a little bit? Like, were you partying still after prison for a while?
No, it hit me. I definitely in prison realized for the first time that maybe I have a problem because somebody else, anytime I got in trouble with alcohol or DUI, somebody else was the problem. You know what I mean? It was never me. I always looked at anyone who had a problem with like alcohol or substance abuse that they're just soft or weak. And that was my personal judgment on it. And I always looked at myself as like, what? I'm a skater. Like I don't have a problem with nothing,
Right. Yeah.
I run it, but when I was in prison and like, I was just like, yeah, maybe I have an issue with this. Maybe, the alcohol is getting the best of me and is probably more powerful than I am. So I just had to come to that realization. And I'll tell anybody who's in the ring, who's struggling with alcohol and who's having problems, is like, listen, man, alcohol is the undefeated title. And I'm just going to put it like that. And nobody has won. So my hat's off to people who can drink responsibly or whatever. But if it's starting to affect your life and your family, or you're skating, or you're getting in trouble for it, it might be something to take a look at. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, for me personally, when I drink, I like to go in all the way.
Yeah.
Like I party hard for months at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I know. It's like my fiance, she was like, have you ever blacked out? And I was like, have I ever blacked out? I almost only blacked out. Like when you drink, it was like either they cut me off or the alcohol cut me off. Like, you know, like it was like, we're not just going for a beer to socialize. That wasn't at all what we did.
Yeah. If you can do that, cool. But like, that's not me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put out the message to people that, you know what I mean? And especially skateboarders that, hey, you know, if you have a problem, it's not like, you know, you can get help. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with getting help. And as far as skateboarding is concerned, you can reach out to me. Like I have a facility. Right. I have a sick facility. You know what I mean? And
in San Diego?
And it's tailored around a healthy lifestyle, not like the stigma that you hear about rehab. It's like, oh, prison or something. Like, no, it's not like that, you know, where, you know, I wanted to create something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the new age.
And that's the Healthy Life Recovery?
Yeah. Healthy Life Recovery. I'm partnered with Healthy Life Recovery. I do, you know, everything from admissions to the skate program to, you know, and skate program, Pilates, basically anything you want to do or anything you felt like you're missing in life, I make that happen for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so
how rad, dude.
Yeah. And it's not like you're in some hospital facility. We're out of network. So that means, you know, we're private. So, you know, we have our office buildings and facility, but you're staying in houses, like nice houses. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and
shit.
So, you know, like if you know, need help, like you're going to be living a better lifestyle than you were before. And I'm going to basically put you on and let you know through my personal experience what I did to be able to do the things I'm able to do now and come from where I came from, you know?
Absolutely. Okay. I know it's a long discussion and a long process. And if it was that easy, people wouldn't have an addiction problem. But is there anything in particular, like from my perspective, like, is it about changing your people? Is it about like kind of like going through those programs, like the AA programs, having the steps? Like, is there one thing in particular where this is at least for the beginning moment that you think I have a problem, this is what I got to do to at least start my journey?
The first thing I would say is being honest with yourself, to recognize if you have a problem, to be able to admit that. And secondly, to put your pride and ego aside, to ask for help if you don't already know what to do or have the support. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. Like, if you have the capacity to be honest with yourself, then you have a chance. But if you're in denial, then that's your journey. You're gonna suffer, or until it's time. Everybody has their different bottoms of when they're done, you know?
Right.
And people will fight it, and they're just fighting with themselves. You know what I mean? So and this is not for everyone, I'm not saying for everybody who drinks, like I'm not putting that down. I'm just saying if it's affecting your life and your life has become unmanageable, then you have to be able to man up and like admit that to yourself. You know what I mean? And then secondly, you have to put yourself aside and be like, maybe I need to get some help. And some people can go cold turkey, whatever, but usually with what I see is like the alcohol or drugs is just a symptom. There's something else that's going on inside you that you haven't like dealt with in a healthy way. So like the alcohol is like, or the drugs is a suppressant. So you're just suppressing your issues into your subconscious. You know what I mean?
Right. And so that's kind of the trigger stuff that you hear about, is like what lures you back into it. That's the stuff you haven't taken care of yet in your own world, like whether it was your dad died at an early age or you got beat up or molested as a kid, like there's some big gnarly shit going on in your life. You don't take care of those, that shit's always going to haunt you. And that's kind of what's trying to hide this stuff with, whether it be drugs, alcohol, whatever. Like I know for myself, I was depressed and probably still am a little bit, but like, I mean, we were just getting hammered because it was just like, that's what you wanted to do, is just feel numb.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. And more so nowadays, people are more open to, asking help and stuff. But just being a skateboarder, how I grew up was just like, you don't talk about your feelings. Like, like Peter would slap me upside the head.
Right.
If I told him I was sad,
right. Yeah.
So, it's just like, me being a skateboarder, it's just, I just want to like, let people know that like, if you have some everybody has their own personal issues. Everybody has their own story and journey. And I just want to let people like, skateboarders know that you don't got to be alone with that. Like there is help. I'm here to help. That's what I do. And because I've went through some of the same things, so I wanted to create that specifically for the skateboard community,
Right. Huh. That's sick. I'd like to, when I come down there, I want to check it out. I want to see what this is all about. This is the kind of stuff that we're really trying to get in tune with up here too, is just trying to help people with our life lessons, like not trying to preach, not trying to judge, but trying to be here for assistance and support if you need it or want it, those kind of things.
Absolutely. And it's just like evolving, you know what I mean? And like, and we all know when we fall down on the ground skating, like skaters skateboarders support skateboarders. And this is just a lane in my personal life and experience that I feel like doesn't exist. And I'm creating that for skating, for skateboarders. And so they have an outlet with that they feel like they have somebody like me that they can relate to who actually specializes in this. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude.
And that's what it's about, and all for the sole purpose so we can be better skateboarders and better people.
Yeah. And feeling good is actually, it's not overrated. Feeling good is feeling good, man. And one other skater, shout out to Brandon Novak.
Shout out.
He does the same thing I do. And we work together and stuff. And we're really making moves to bring awareness to, no matter what it sounds to anybody. I'm not preaching or anything. I'm just saying, if you have even mental health issues or substance abuse issues, you have a resource as a skateboarder, because us skateboarders, we're misfits. You know what I mean? We don't want to listen to authority. Nobody understands us. I'm different than you. So now, there's an outlet, and we have two facilities. We have Healthy Life Recovery, and we have MHC of San Diego, Mental Health San Diego. So we have both for substance abuse, or if you have mental health issues. And you see with like skateboarding, some of the stuff that's happened, with suicide and skateboarding and all this stuff, like, man, like it's really sad. And I don't care what anyone thinks. Like, for those who do need help, I want to let them know they can reach out to me, and I will hit them up personally and get them the resources and the help they need, or bring them over to me,
Dude, yeah. I mean, I've lost. It's insane. This last year, we've had a fucking insane year. Obviously, everyone has, with the COVID, the pandemic and stuff. But like, seeing people fall to fentanyl, especially, has just like, it's been so gnarly for me. I'm just like, dude, I know, but like, open your eyes. Like, don't do this shit. Like, fuck. It's like, it's hard, man. I've had some friends die because they were into opiates, and then all of a sudden the fentanyl game came in, and that shit's a whole nother level, and boom, you're done.
No, man, it's crazy. I lost my cousin, like my best cousin, because he liked to fuck with coke, you know what I mean? And we all did, you know, at one point. But back in the day, like you just be able to do it with anybody whenever. And he went in some girl's purse when she was in the shower and thought he was doing a bump or line, and it was over with for him. There was some fentanyl in there and it was done. So that was one of the main things that told me, because my lifestyle, I like to party hard. I didn't care what anyone said. I like to have fun, period. Right. And I looked at myself in the mirror one day, and and for anybody listening, like it really has to be your decision. Nobody can like tell you what to do, anything in life. It has to be your decision. You know what I mean? You have to make that decision. So I was just like, oh, I'm going to die if I keep partying, because I don't have that fear complex. I don't really fear. I don't have like fear really for anything. So I'm like, if I keep doing this, like I'm going to die. And like, if I go out like that, that's all I'm going to be remembered for. And that ain't, as far as my personal pride, like that ain't going to happen.
Right. Know? Okay. What about like getting in the van with like the crew and shit, like people are partying and stuff? How does that affect you? How do you like get your mindset to like not be judgmental, but also not like let maybe a trigger or something lure you back in? Well, like through the years, like I've got my proper tools like set up to where it doesn't affect me at all. You know what I mean? If somebody feels like they have a problem, they can hit me up, but I don't like try to preach to the homies or it's not my job to get in the way of anybody's journey. That's not what this is about. You know what I mean? Because but to keep yourself in line, I mean, like maybe you're stronger than a lot of other people, but you know, a lot of especially younger kids are they're impressionable. They want to like fit in. So like, I'm trying not to do that, but like, my idols are doing it, so I'm in there doing it with them type shit, where it's like, no, just be you. Yeah, they don't, to any kids like listening, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get down like that. Like, be yourself, be your own person. There's more power in that. You don't have to do what the next person's doing. And if you're a skateboarder, like I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to help you be a better skateboarder. Right. Trust me. If you're scared to do a rail, I get it. Like, you know, when I used to skate like big rails and stuff, like I'll be like, okay, I'm going to try this, but let me have a couple tall cans first. I'll be back. You know? Liquid courage. Oh, yeah, man. But it's unsustainable and it doesn't last. So, and there's, we have the power to access anything. So if, whatever your advice is, cool. But, you know, as far as me personally, like to get back to your question, like, if I do feel triggered by something or uncomfortable, I'll just leave, you know, I'll just leave. But I don't get affected. I'm cool. My eyes are open. I see what's going on. I know what the result is. And that people know, especially my homies, they know they can reach out to me and talk to me, but I'm never judging. Like, just like when I was partying, doing my thing, and people would try to tell me like, hey, Brandon, you got so much going for you. Like, you could be this and that, like, just like lay off the sauce. Not be like, who sent you? Like, who sent you? Like, really? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, man. I wasn't hearing none of that. So I get it. You know what I mean? I got my filmer, my photographer, and my bodyguard, but who are you? Yeah. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, are you paying my bills? Like, wait, where did you even come from? Fucking A. Well, sick, dude. I mean, your story's amazing. Like, really gone through a lot of shit and fucking got your shit together in a respectable way. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people get their shit together, but do it like, and all of a sudden they're a different dude. You're the same dude. You're still behind the same shit. You still got the same homies, but you're doing what you got to do. And I mean, there's nothing like, that's just wisdom. Right. And evolving. Yeah. So much love on all that stuff. What's your current status? What's the future goal? You got any big goals? You guys filming anything right now or? Dude, absolutely. I'm still skating, you know, mentoring my, you know, my nephews, Masaki Hongo and Shintaro Hongo. You know, he skates for Weekend DC's out here. So I'm super excited about that. But the future for me personally, man, I'm going to keep on helping people. And I got some
some big things coming up in the next few months that I'm not going to talk about right now, but when it rolls out, it's going to be dope. And I'm working with some amazing people like with Ken Russell and doing some things with my facility I'm just going to continue to bring back to skateboarding because that's what I'm married to. So I want to make my wife happy.
Fuck yeah. Dude, happy life, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Say what up to Canton, dude. I haven't seen that dude. He built a skate park in Corning up here a little ways. And that was the last time I saw him, but we had a good day out there. It was the city opening, mayor was there and all that shit. But Canton's a good dude.
Yeah, dude, super, super good dude. I was just on the phone with him for like an hour last night. We're gonna be working on some stuff, and he's a mentor of mine. So and he's killing it with New Line skate parks. Just making communities better, creating more skateboarders, and just like with the same thing when I'm doing my program. There's people who come to my program who never skated, and then there's like women, men who've never skated before, who got boards now and who are progressing so fast. It's amazing to see. So I'm just trying to fill the world up with skateboarders the right way,
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Well, we always end the show on a song, and you could drop any song you want if you want to fucking put a little jam on as we take it out of here.
Sick. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be my boy Ray Jones. I'm going to have to send you the song.
Perfect. I like that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to send you the song.
Okay. Well, dude, thanks so much for taking the time out. It was such an honor and a privilege for me to be there.com at Wallenberg. Switch hard. People were hitting me up like, he did it. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's handled. And then we had a good day getting fucking lunch after and celebrate. I mean, Wes flew up as the cheerleader. Like we had the crew. It was just fucking, I'm never going to forget that. I told somebody the other day, they were talking to me about Wallenberg, and I've filmed a lot of shit there. I've been at a few Buster Bales. I've they always have to hit me up for the ramp. And I was like, I'll tell you this, every fucking time, it's never a jaded experience. It is gnarly every fucking time. Like that is no joke. And like you said, there's a lot of elements that go into it besides how gnarly it is. Just getting the ramp up there and building that alone is enough to make people say I'm over it, Yeah. And then the wind conditions and maybe the cops come by. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You just broke into a school to make all this shit happen. And then not to mention, I don't know how long it is, like whatever, but those 4 steps, they ain't short.
Dude, it's no joke, man. It's no joke at all. And like props to everybody, who's ever done anything or tried anything down that. Like my hat's off to you, and and so much love to you for having me on here. I really appreciate you taking the time. Let's finally make this happen. Yeah. And anytime you want to come down to San Diego and check out our facilities, dude, you're more than welcome. I'll roll it out for you. So just let me know.
I'm in. I'm coming down soon, hopefully. I really am optimistic about our future. I've been claiming second half of this year is going to be a lot better. I think people are going to get it, and we're going to slowly get out of this situation. And it's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to get better. And the longer days, the sun, everything, let's go. But definitely when I get to San Diego, I'm going to swing by, and I always got to meet up with Navarrete and fucking Wes down there for sure, and see the homies, maybe get a run in or whatever.
Dude, let's do it. Let me know, man, and I'll definitely hit you if I come up there, man. Thank you so much for having me, dude.
Absolutely, dude. Pleasure's mine. Stay up, dude. It's really good to see you doing so well, and say hi to everybody.
I definitely will, man.
Hell yeah. Doubt. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah. All right, brother. Peace.
Later, man. Take care.
Ciao.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talkin Schmit. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications every Tuesday of new episodes the minute they become available. Also, please leave reviews and a 5-star rating. It's the best way to help the show grow. All of the episodes will always remain free, but if you would like to help support the show, you can do so at TalkinSchmit.com, where you can pick up some merchandise like t-shirts, beanies, hats, and stickers. The website has an entire archive of all of the episodes, with extra photos and videos. Email us with any suggestions, comments, or ways that the show may have improved your life at talkinschmit@gmail.com. All interviews are conducted, edited, and produced by Schmitty. The intro music is Mary's Cross by the band Nature. Very special shout out goes to the executive director, Sharal Camisa.
Shout out.
Love it!
This is Talking Schmit.